At least 74 crypto exchanges have their own native token, each with their own special benefits and use cases. But let's face it, you don't have the time to deep dive into 6 dozen tokens, but I do. So I put together a research report that looks at 5 major criteria: the market cap, the circulating supply versus total supply, trading perks like reduced fees, exclusive access like launchpads or crypto startup projects, and perks that you get from non-crypto partners. This will help you decide which coin is best for you. So let's kick off with a classic, BNB. BNB is the native token of the Binance Smart Chain and has a large number of use cases. Holding the BNB token can save you up to 25% in trading fees and give you access to their launchpad, which has helped to create some giants in the crypto space. Here are some of their launchpad projects. If you're unfamiliar with a launchpad, you can think of it like a startup incubator for crypto, where you can essentially buy tokens before they launch to the open public. Here are the tokenomics of BNB. You can see 50% went to the ICO, 40% to the team, and 10% to angel investors. There was a starting supply of 200 million tokens. However, Binance uses 20% of their profits to buy back and burn tokens, and they plan to do so until they buy 50% of the total supply. This is something that you'll see is fairly common in the crypto exchange token space. BNB is one of those tokens that I believe will be around for a long time, just because there are too many pieces in crypto dependent on this coin and ecosystem at this time. Something else I need to let you know is about my Patreon. There you'll find additional content, my buy alerts. Make sure to grab a spot as soon as possible with the link in the description. It is a great deal, I'm not gonna lie. Now let's do a token that is very small, the BIX token of the Buy Box exchange. If you haven't heard about this one before, don't worry. This is a very small market cap token with a total supply of 500 million BIX tokens. Currently, the circulating supply is just at 36%, with the team holding 35% of that. Buy Box is also committed to buying back and burning up to 300 million tokens of its original supply. This will of course help to bring the price up in the future. Now, the BIX token had a very strong rally around April of this year, reaching a market cap of 32 million before crashing down to its present day numbers. Buy Box seems to have a rough time competing with some of the larger international exchanges, which I can only imagine is a tall order competing against giants with billions of dollars in cash. What's holding the exchange back right now is that fiat currency is not currently supported. So buying crypto with your dollars here means that you'll have to go to a separate exchange to purchase your crypto and then transfer the assets into your Buy Box account, and many people just don't want to do that. And it doesn't help that there aren't as many coins available to buy on the platform compared to some competitors. Like I said, this is a smaller option on the list. Next up, let's talk about Bitpanda's BEST token. That's the name of the token, by the way, not me calling it the best. None of this is financial advice, of course. This is another relatively young exchange with added benefits for investors living in Europe. The BEST token is up about 5x from where it was earlier in the year. It has a mid-sized market cap and the circulating supply is at 36%. This is due to the fact that the team has a steady release plan to help manage the volatility of the price. Similar to Buy Box, Bitpanda also has a program for burning about 25% of the fees paid in BEST on the exchange every quarter. They plan to do this until they burn half of the total supply. You'll see that most of these exchanges have that half the total supply burn limit on their token. And you might be wondering why they would do this. So let me explain. An exchange token is used in part to fund the building of an exchange. So buying back tokens is a way that they can pay back holders. And burning tokens instead of doing something like a dividend or cash payment helps to avoid additional tax, because the price of the token will go up as the supply goes down, as long as demand remains the same. And the beauty of doing it this way is that holders don't have to pay tax until they sell. So the token price will go up. They don't have to pay tax on that until they sell. Capital gains, then you pay your tax. Now, one key element to the Bitpanda story is their history of private fundraising. One notable funding activity was led by Peter Thiel's Valor Ventures, and the exchange is now worth over $4 billion because of this. Now, what's made Bitpanda so successful for crypto is the integration within Europe. There are no transaction fees as long as you stay within Euro zones. All right, now let's talk for a second about deflationary coins, arguably what most cryptos aspire to become long-term. Coins are tokens that are deflationary, reduce reduce their supply through systematic burns. And if you're wondering what happens when a coin gets burned, it usually just means that the coins are sent to a wallet that no one can ever access, essentially taking that money out of circulation. If you look at most new projects' white papers, there will likely be rules around when token burns happen. This could be the burning of transaction fees, algorithmic burns, or burns decided on by a committee. Gate.io's GT token is one such coin that has just entered into a state of deflation. This was put into effect by a peculiar launch strategy. So they took 1 billion GT tokens and they sent those out as free gifts to some investors. Gate.io then did a massive buyback, leaving a remaining 300 million tokens, or about 26% of its total supply, in circulation. This aggressive burn strategy seems to be paying off though. At today's $6 price and $465 million market cap, the token is showing pretty strong performance this year, and there are also secondary benefits to holding the token. Holders, depending on the amount that you have, are organized into VIP tiers. The higher the tier, the higher your discount on trading fees, which is also pretty common for many of these tokens on this list. Of the 16 tiers, 16 of them, they had to make it pretty complicated. If you happen to be on 11 and up, you even get fees as low as negative percentages for trades, meaning you actually make a little bit of money every time that you trade. There's also exclusive access to Gate.io's startup, which works very similarly to Binance's launchpad. Then you have perks with other dApps in the Gate ecosystem, like NFT Magic Box Marketplace, access to crypto loan services, and DeFi products. All right, the next coin offers a unique method to help push its price up. This is KuCoin's KCS token. Like Gate.io, it's gone deflationary in 2021, with the circulating supply now at just over 170 million KCS. Part of the strategy was that they would release 200 million tokens to begin with, following a schedule of lockup periods for tokens held by the team and angel investors. Now that both lockup periods have expired, the only force left to change the supply of the tokens are the quarterly burns done by the KuCoin team. At least 10% of the company's profits will go to buying back KCS for immediate destruction. Now, any good exchange token would provide tangible benefits for users on the exchange as well. So like other exchanges, you can get discounted trading fees depending on how many KCS that you hold, and it only gets better from here because KuCoin actually pays holders rewards based on the success and revenue of the platform. 50% of trading fee revenue goes to token holders. This happens for anyone who holds at least 6 KCS tokens. The benefits have allowed KCS to shoot up by about 2,800% in 2021. As a user of KuCoin, I am a fan of this token. However, I do have a concern that I absolutely need to express. Paying out profits from the exchange very likely could make this token a security in the eyes of the SEC, which to me adds a layer of risk that you need to consider. If this were found to be a security, this could hurt the token price. If you are interested in trying out KuCoin as a platform, I will have a link in the description that offers you even more discounted trading fees. Now, next up is a token that recently launched into the largest 15 cryptos by market cap, CRO, Crypto.com's token. There are a few reasons its price has skyrocketed. The first is aggressive marketing, very aggressive. The exchange recently announced their $700 million deal with the Staples Center to rename it to Crypto.com Arena. This makes it one of 2 exchanges, the other being FTX, to rename a historical sports venue for publicity purposes. And earlier in October, the company launched a global campaign featuring Matt Damon, spreading the message, "Fortune favors the brave," a catchy tagline that wants people to capitalize on crypto FOMO to get them to sign up. But it's more than just an awareness-driven growth campaign for CRO. The exchange is also a frontrunner for allowing non-crypto merchants to accept crypto as a form of payment. And also you can use one of their 5 Visa debit cards for up to 8% cash back on purchases that you make with your crypto. Staking is a big driver of consumer growth on Crypto.com, as they have flexible terms for locking up your crypto. And the CRO token is essential for access to those services. CRO's max supply is 100 billion, but about 70 billion have been burned. The tokenomics is a bit more complex compared to some of these other tokens on the list. There was no pre-sale or ICO for the CRO token, but there are pools for launch incentives, capital reserves, and what they call network long-term incentives. And don't worry if none of that makes sense. It's just a different way to eventually distribute some additional tokens with individual release plans. Now, one thing to note is there doesn't seem to be any planned token burns in the future. They had that large burn, but there don't seem to be any planned so far. So it will have to pursue a growth strategy for the meantime, incentivizing adoption with staking rewards, and of course, reimburse Netflix and Spotify memberships by staking the tokens as well. Now let's talk about OKB, the token from OKX, or the sister company for the US OKCoin. This exchange has been one of the biggest targets for the Chinese government's crackdown on crypto. You know, they crack down and make crypto illegal like every 6 months. But despite the founders having disappeared for periods of time, as Chinese business people tend to do, the exchange has remained a strong contender in the Asian market, and they handle up to $6 billion in trades every day. They're also one of the biggest exchanges globally, ranking 3rd in liquidity and 4th by trading volume. However, OKB can be an erratic token to hold. The token's price is up about 4x this year despite a lot of volatility. Holders are given up to a 40% discount on trading fees depending on how much of the asset that they hold, and OKB holders get more of the token as passive income through the OKX Earn program. And similar to the Binance Launchpad or Gate.io startup, this exchange has their own crop of new projects, and there's also OKX Chain, which is their proprietary blockchain. Through this, investors are able to participate in a wider selection of DeFi activities like derivatives trading and other dApps, all fueled again by that OKB token. Unlike CRO, OKB does have regular burns where 30% of the quarterly profit from transaction fees are used to destroy tokens. Of the 1 billion tokens in OKB's max supply, only 300 million are currently in circulation. 700 million OKB tokens are scheduled for release in 2022, nearly half of which will be awarded to the public. So, there are a ton of exchanges and tokens to consider. I know it's a lot. Here are my closing thoughts on what's best. When investing in an exchange token, you need to consider all of the benefits. And most of the benefits are gained through actually using the exchange. This means that the best exchange token for you is likely the one native to the platform that you use most. Or if you use multiple platforms, there you go. However, not all platforms are built equally. Some offer far better options than others depending on your needs. If you aren't sure who is best for you, I highly recommend checking out my video pinned on the end screen here to find the exchange that is best for you, comparing fees and your individual needs. And I would like to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.